Hi everyone, and welcome to Harvesting Home. I'm Jana Williamson and I'm so excited to welcome you today. Today I have a really short video. I'm going to do a demonstration of a wreath that I recently made for my front door. It's very simple. It wasn't very expensive, but it's something that you can use in between seasons. And I think that you're going to like it. It's really just about layers. And so I'm going to show you how I do that wreath in layers and how you can do it also. And then I'm going to show you how to make a bow. I love to make bows. I've probably been making bows for 30 years. And I'm going to show you the technique that I use. I think it's important to layer your bows, use different textures and patterns on your bows. It just gives it so much more depth. So I'm going to demonstrate how to make a bow today, and I hope that it helps you. And then be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so that you will be notified when I upload new content. This week on Wednesday, I'm going to upload the video about how to make a thankful tree. It's something that you can do with your children and your grandchildren this season, and I think that that's something that you will really enjoy. And I promise I'm going to teach you how to make it without spending a penny. So you can do it completely for free. And then I'm going to give you a version where you can use some different fabrics and materials to make it, and it's still very low cost. So you're going to have a completely free version and you're going to have a version that just costs just a little bit. Both ways are so much fun, and I think it'll be something that'll be meaningful for your family this Thanksgiving. And then I have two other crafts that I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you kind of a version of bleached pine cones and also some really sparkly pine cones. I've got some that I'm going to glitter. And then I'm also going to show you how to make a pumpkin centerpiece, and just taking out the top of that pumpkin and putting in some really pretty flowers. And it's just a really simple, easy craft that you can use for fall this year. So be sure to subscribe. I look forward to sharing this content with you. We hope that you're enjoying it, and we will feel really blessed to have you a part of the Harvesting Home family. We're going to start with the base of the wreath. I have a grapevine wreath here, and then I've got all of the different pieces that I'm going to add to it. I've got greenery, hydrangeas, some cotton, I've got some magnolias, and my ribbon there. So these are the different items that I'm going to actually put on this wreath, and I'm going to start with layers. I usually try to lay everything out first so that you can see it, kind of see where I want to go with it. And then I'm going to start with the greenery. So right here I've got a bunch of fern leaves, and I don't want to put them on there in the bunch, so I'm going to cut them apart with my great wire cutters here. These are my favorites. And when I do this, then I can lay each of those fern leaves across the grapevine wreath and kind of see how I want to place them. They're going to give me some good background building for this wreath. And then I've got different types of leaves. I've got eucalyptus, just to give it some texture, just some variation. And then I've got my magnolias, and I'm going to cut, and I'm going to leave just a little bit of the stem on there so that I have enough to add glue. You can see I've added some glue here to the stems of those leaves. I also do that on the flowers, so that gives me something to kind of grip when I put that into the grapevine wreath. And here we're going to get ready to start with our bow. I have a really quick tutorial on how to make a bow for yourself. You can mix and match colors, patterns, really just whatever your imagination can come up with. It's something that's easy to do. I know that you can do it, and I hope these easy steps will help you do it yourself. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate how I make my bows, and I've got 3 different ribbons, different patterns. And I'm going to use this I'm actually going to use this for my thankful tree this week. So I thought I would go ahead and demonstrate how to do it. Now, since this is the widest ribbon, I'm going to use this for the first layer. And when I do this, I want to make sure that my loops, that the pattern is always facing out. I don't want to use the back side of this because I want to make sure the pattern's showing. So I'm just going to start, and I'm going to kind of pinch it together so that I have a little bit of a tail right there. And then I'm going to just start making my loops around. And it depends on how big you want it. And this is really thick fabric, so it is actually going to be a little harder to work with. And when you get to, after doing your first loop, you're going to twist, because otherwise the wrong side would be showing, and we don't want that. So you twist right here so that we get the front side, and you just kind of maneuver the fabric a little bit. This tail is not going to show because I'm going to put another bow on top of it. So we're going to make our loop. I'm going to make sure that it's about the same size as the other side. They can be adjusted. I'm going to pinch that together. I'm going to twist. I think because this is so thick, it's a burlap. I think I'm actually only going to do 2 loops per side on this because it's a really wide fabric. Pinch and twist. Okay, so here's my 2 loops, and I think that's going to be okay for now. Just like that. Now, I've got these awesome wire cutters. I couldn't do without these. And I have my floral wire. Just going to take some off. I'm going to leave it kind of long right now. I can always trim it later. Wrap this floral wire around. I haven't cut my ribbon off yet. I'm going to try to get those links about the same. And I'm going to pull that really, really tight and pinch and twist so that I can make it even tighter. Really tight. This is thick fabric, and twist. So I've got my first layer. I can kind of pull those like that. Okay. So I have layer 1. And this will come down into the front. And I'm going to just leave that right there. And for my second layer, I'm going to use this burlap. This is a wired ribbon. Same thing that we did with the other one. Kind of pinch it. Again, I don't need a center loop on these because this is just a second layer of the ribbon. So if I want to see how big I want that, I can check that out right there. Maybe a little bit smaller. Pinch it. And this one, because the fabric is the same on both sides, I don't have to twist, which is kind of nice because then it's not as thick. So I'm going to make sure that we're about the same size. I'm going to pinch. Now, we're going to do our last layer. I really like this. I thought this was a really pretty subtle fall plaid. And I'm going to use it on the front of this. So this time, we're actually going to make our loop. So we want to start, I'm going to unroll some of this. I want to start, and we're going to loop this around. I'm going to show you when you take your ribbon right here, you're going to make a loop, tuck it under. See that, just like that. So you've made like a circle, tuck it under, and then you're going to pinch. Pinch your sides together, just like this. So you have your loop. Now again, this fabric is really the same on both sides, so I don't have to worry as I make my loops, I don't have to worry about twisting it. Okay, so I'm going to hold this up. See how that looks like about the right size right there. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to pinch it together. Rubbing these the whole time. You can kind of do a little fluffing as you go. whether it's fall or Christmas, and really spring and summer. I try to pull in the colors and things in my house. So if you've watched any of the videos, any of a fall decorating or my Christmas home tour, then you will see that I use a lot of black and white. I love it. And okay, we're gonna pull this tight. This one is probably not gonna go back through. So I wanna make sure I pull it really tight and twist it around. And I'm gonna leave these long so that whatever I'm gonna attach it to, I can. If I need to add another wire through, if I need something a little longer, I can. So we're gonna fluff our layers again. But I have a lot of black and white, I have burlap, a lot of the wood tones. My house, because it's a historic home, has a lot of the wood trim and the creams. And so I really try to coordinate that and bring in a little bit of color with it too. So, all right. Now, the other thing that you can do here at the end, if you want, is you can add another tail to it. So you can take your tail, you can do it with this, I could do it with the black and white, and you bring this in behind and attach that, and you would have even more ribbon here. And I think that would really look nice. So I want you to be able to see this bow, and then bring it up a little bit so that you can see how this really turned out. You can see how nice and fluffy that is on these sides, and you can just play with it a little bit. And then when you add it to your wreath, I'm going to add it to probably my thankful tree. So I think it's going to look really great. So here are the layered ribbons that I have for my bow on this wreath. I've got the burlap, and I've got the buffalo check, and then I've got a little bit of this black and white stripe, and that's how I kind of finished it off. Actually, this is one of my favorite bows. I really love how this wreath turned out. It's one that you can use in the spring, in the summer, in between seasons. It's just kind of a good traditional look. And honestly, this is probably my favorite bow that I've made so far. Thank you for joining us today. We are so excited that you're a part of the Harvesting Home family. We look forward to sharing more with you in the future, so be sure to subscribe to our channel.